Hey guys, so 4th of July is coming up. We have to do a t-shirt. I've done a t-shirt in forever, so I felt like a t-shirt would be appropriate. Also, thank you guys so much. We have over 2,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you. And just because of that, we're going to do something very special on our Facebook page. So if you haven't already checked out our Facebook page, you should head over there and check out what we're doing. And I'm not going to tell you because I would really like you to just go check it out. You guys won't regret it because there is something happening with that peace sign tapestry that we did not too long ago. So go check that out too. It's down in the links below and up in my channel art. So for 4th of July, we are going to do a peace sign, kind of like the tapestry, but on a t-shirt, and red, white, and blue. I cannot talk today. Red, white, and blue for 4th of July. So happy Independence Day. And this will kind of be a part 1 because we're going to do another t-shirt for 4th of July, and that one is a 2-color swirl. It will be a red and blue with a lot of white in it, which is what I want. So we're going to start that right now. All right, so we are doing our 4th of July peace sign on this t-shirt. It is a 100% cotton t-shirt. We're gonna do it a little bit different than I normally do my t-shirts. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna split this shirt. So we're gonna kind of open it up and put our arms in there, and we're gonna flip it so that the sides are facing you instead of the front. And then you have to line up your seams. So your shoulder seams, line those up really good, and your collar. And then what we're gonna put one into the back one. So, and you can line those up too. So when you do it this way, you wanna make sure your bottom part of your shirt, the hem here, is all lined up. So this is the back of the shirt, this is the front of the shirt. And it's gonna be a little harder to get all your wrinkles out on this one, but we're gonna do the peace sign on the front, and then the back we're gonna scrunch up for the red. So just work out your wrinkles. You can normally see them and feel them, especially in a t-shirt because it's thin. So I'm gonna flip this guy over because it'll be easier for me to do. Don't mind all my hair and whatever else is on this table. All right, so we are gonna mark where we want the center of our peace sign to be. Okay, so we want this is the front, so this is the top. We don't want it all the way down here because that's really either gonna be a huge peace sign or it's gonna be like down on your stomach. So we don't really want that. So we want the peace sign to be a little bit above the sleeve and like that. So probably we want a big peace sign. So we're gonna mark the center right here. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take the bottom of the t-shirt and we're gonna hold the marker line, and you're gonna go 60 degrees, which I always guess. So I bring it up over like this, and that's about I go. So you want this to all be flat as you can get it. And then hold that marker line again, grab this corner and pull it. And then you're going to take your collar on this side and pull it all the way up over top of what you just did. Line up your folds. You might have to fix this back part, so just hold down the top. So we have a pretty interesting back right here. That's the sleeve and everything, so I got a wrinkle in there. Here we go. So remember, we don't want the peace sign all the way up to the collar, so we're gonna come down a little bit. So this is where you're gonna get your washable marker. I'm gonna use red because with the black, I think some of the colors come out of the black and it kind of messes with my colors a little bit. I'm a little off here. There we go. So we want to hold your string down on that marker line and you want to see where you want it to be. So I'm going to be about 3 inches from the collar and just drag your marker all the way across to make a semicircle. So then what we're going to do is turn the shirt so that you have the folds on the outside and the one big fold on facing you. And then you have this crease right here. It's not really a crease, but this is a lot thicker than this is. So this will be really quick to pleat fold, but make sure when you do get to that thicker part of the fabric that you're including that in your pleat. So you want to make sure that that's kind of its own separate pleat, otherwise it's going to kind of distort your peace sign. So we're just going to pleat fold that and then we're going to get our kite string out. Alright, so I have my marker lined up and we're going to get our kite string and we're going to drape quite a bit over the top thumb. So you're going to make sure it's nice and tight and secure. Alright, so now I have my kite string on there. I'm not going to tie it off yet because we're going to do this all in one. But just so it's out of my way a little bit, I'm going to put it underneath. So now we're going to take this whole edge and pleat fold it so it matches the marker line. So when we do that, the whole curved part of the shirt is going to be the inside of your peace sign, and then this whole section is going to be your peace sign itself. So make sure it's the side with all the folds in it, not the side that's one. And you're just going to curve that in and match it up with your marker and try to pleat fold all of that. So there's that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our kite string and instead of doing the rubber band like we did for the tapestry, I'm just going to secure it with the kite string, but I'm not gonna pull too tight. Just tight enough to keep it there. But now for our peace sign, we're gonna want about an inch on this side and an inch on this side for the peace sign itself. So forget about this part of the kite string because it's just gonna hold this there. I don't want it flopping out. So instead of a rubber band, like I said, I'm already using the kite string. So I'm gonna do about an inch and we're gonna pull that, make sure you're matching up your kite string lines. Wrap that around a couple times. And then we want about an inch on this side. So we'll make sure that has the pleats in it, just like the other part. And we'll just, I'm gonna go under one more time because it's easier. And then we'll pull it up over. Right here. This kite string's getting in my way. Pretty big piece so that I can make sure it's tied. Wish there was an easier way, but this is as easy as it gets. It looks like this is off, but it's not. So what this is gonna be is, this is the triangles in your peace sign. This whole area here is your peace sign, and then this is the rest of the shirt. So now what we're gonna do with the rest of the shirt is we're gonna see what's going on here. So we got the big sleeve here. So you can either pull that out so that it's on the outside and you can scrunch it like that, which I think I'm gonna do, or you can keep it in, because either way, we're doing a scrunch with one color. The good thing about that is when we do the scrunch and you open it up, it's actually going to have some, like a marble effect to it. As long as you don't overdo the dye on it, it's going to have a cool design in it. So when you open up the shirt, you'll have the peace sign on the front and then the rest of the shirt, including the back. So we're just going to take all of this. I got the sleeve out, and we're going to scrunch it all up. And I actually think I'm going to use kite string for all of this too, so I can make sure it's super duper tight. So we're gonna lay that over, try to hold it there. If I can do it. And just get it underneath the best you can. You're just gonna keep doing that until you have it all contained in there, and keep shifting wherever it is. All right, so we'll cut that. And then make sure you find your original kite string that you had laying over top and tie that off. It normally stays pretty tight. I haven't had an issue with it until I go to rinse it in the sink, and then it kind of white in there. That's why I use the kite string. So when we put the red over top, we're going to come back quite a bit so that there's still white in between the peace sign and the red for the rest of the shirt. So we'll probably come back to about there. The rest of it, we're just gonna dye red, flip it over, dye it red still on the back. and there should be white left over in there, which is a good thing. That's how you get your marble. Middle of the triangles white. So we're gonna actually put a thick water dye on that just to hopefully prevent the blue from just fading into there, which all right, so we have Chinese red from Dharma Trading Company. I use my thick water dye, which is sodium alginate in water. That's supposed to help keep the white white. It's not guaranteed, but it does stick in your water up so that it will help stay in one spot or not go as far. I also use turquoise for the thick water dye on the outlines of the peace sign, and then I did seashell blue from Grateful Dyes right here for the peace sign. And then I have thick water on this. This is going to be for the triangle parts of the peace sign too. And I did that all on both sides. So this one's going to sit for 20 minutes to rinse in sink with cold water until the dye runs clear. You want to try to do that, especially for these shirts, because we don't want to get as much dye out as you can. And then you can do your reveal. So we have our reveal, but while I'm cutting my string, we have a winner for the comment shout out. So I will be ordering that today so that we can get that for next week, and we will do a video on that next week. So congratulations. We're gonna get started on cutting this. I'm literally just gonna cut all of my string here because it'll be easier into your t-shirt, because that would be a terrible, terrible thing. That one will unwrap. So it does look like it has blue tint, and I think that is more from me rinsing it. So if I hurry up and get this in the wash with Synthropol, then the white should be alright. But before I even do that, I'm going to tell you a little trick for keeping your whiters white. It doesn't always work, I will tell you that. However, if you fill up your sink with water and Dawn dish soap and put your shirt in there and kind of the extra dye that you didn't get, it did work for the tie-dye masks. So I do recommend doing that. It doesn't always work, like I said, so take time. And we are going to have to open this up weird because we folded it weird. So it looks pretty awesome as it is. So now we're opening, and the front and back are different. You ready for this magic? Turquoise outline in it, and it does bleed into the white a little bit, but I think that looks super awesome. And then it's outlined with white, and then we have some really, really cool red scrunch marble looking, and then here's the back. Look at that. That looks super cool. So this shirt of cotton tie-dye t-shirts, this will be posted up on my Etsy as soon as I get a really good picture of it. So if you're interested in that, go to my Etsy and check, and keep checking until it's on there. Looks super good. But congratulations, Gwen Way, for winning. We will do that tank dress for you next week. Also, thank you so much for our 2,000 subscribers and counting. There is something really special happening on our Facebook page, which is Raya's Tie-Dye, just like our YouTube channel. So if you're curious, I have the links in my channel art and in my description below, so go check that out too, because it's pretty amazing. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.